So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Escape from Tarkov video. In today's video, we're going to go through some tips on how to survive, how to excel in Escape from Tarkov. These are mainly for beginner and intermediate players. I have first-hand experience of having just gone through my first wipe and are now about to go through my second wipe. I got given a ton of information, but here are some of the key things that I think will give you the edge when playing against other players. So guys, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise let's get straight into this video. So the first tip that I'm going to talk about is about playing slow. Now you will see a lot of people that jump around W key, go through doors, and all that stuff is great and flashy, but patience is usually the key to winning a battle, because of the way the audio works and because of the punishing and brutality of the time to kill in Escape from Tarkov. So I would highly recommend actually playing slow when needed, having patience, and making sure you understand all your surroundings first. The next tip is the left hand peek. Now if you didn't know, when you peek on the left hand side, you will actually expose the majority of your torso while doing so, whereas if you peek on the right hand side, it's just your gun and your head. Now this obviously will give your enemy an advantage over you, because they will see much more and they'll give them a bigger surface to hit. So where you can, you want to be holding right hand peeks or peeking right handed to give the enemy less of a target. Number 3 on the list is Scav Often, and not only Scav Often, but Scav in whatever map that you need. For example, if you're looking for Salewers, then go for medical tents on the woods map. If you're looking for electronic stuff, then interchange might be for you. A lot of people recommend that you do offline raids to start with, but I actually use scavs to practice with, and obviously upgrading your hideout means you can do more scavs more quickly. This is a great way for you to practice and also start recognizing the difference between scavs and PMCs. Number 4 is learn the maps. Now this is obviously goes with the given, but one of the more important things about this is not so much where a stash is or where a building is. It's more about where I am right now. If I was shot, where could I be shot from? Who is it? What angle do they have? And where could they possibly be? That is really key to knowing which direction to get into to get out of the way of the firing line. Next up, we have know when not to fight. If you're a solo player, like you can be at times, and you roll up to dorms and there you hear multiple gunshots, multiple firing, there are multiple floors, it may not be the best thing for you to do is push a 3 or 4 stack solo. Sometimes it's best to run away from a fight for a task item to get it out, or you know, you can W key if you need those PMC kills, but just bear in mind that if you do lose the fight, you are probably going to lose everything. Next up, we have a key for when you need a specific key for a door, or you know, need something specific opening. Later on in the raid, particularly earlier in the wipe, a lot of these things are going to be open for you. Now, whilst you might not be able to get the loot from a marked room, for example, if this is a room where you need to go and drop something off or pick something up for a task, waiting till later on in the raid before you go to those highly populated areas could mean that the door is already open for you and you can already do that. Just bear in mind that there might be player scavs around by then, so you'll need to keep your wits about you. Next up, we have tasks. Now, tasks obviously are very important in Escape from Tarkov, and you might be tempted, like I was, to just play the game to start with, get a handle on the mechanics and that kind of thing. But actually, tasks will unlock things that you can then buy, which ultimately is better gear, and ammo is the key in this one. And that brings us on to our next one, which is ammo is the most important thing. It's more important than the gun. You want to be trying to use the best ammo possible. If you don't have a lot of the best ammo, what you can do is you can top load, say 4 or 5 rounds with some really good armor penetration ammo to destroy their armor before then moving into the worser ammo or the flash type ammo, which means then you will absolutely destroy enemies, and if you die, you only lose that top load rather than a large full magazine of that good ammo. The next tip is about pre-paining. Now you see a lot of people, and I get asked this in stream, why am I taking a painkiller before I walk into dorms? And that is because if there is somebody lurking in there, I may not then have time to pop a painkiller in order then for me to be able to run or move on black limbs. So popping a pain beforehand will give me that advantage if somebody gets the drop on me, and I won't then have to spend the time in taking that medication. Next up, we have ensure based on tasks. Now, this is an important one. If you're going for rogues solo and you could be shot off the rocks and you're going into a secluded area, I would ensure early on in the game, because if nobody stumbles across your body, you will get that stuff back. However, if you're going into a dorms or a PvP area solo, I don't ensure. Somebody, whether it is a PMC who kills you or a actual player scav, will pick up that gear and you won't get it out anyway. If money is tight, then be smart about what you ensure. Next up is the one that a lot of my chat always give me stick for, and that is breaking up your body shape with the environment. And that does mean sometimes bushes, and bushes are extremely powerful in Escape from Tarkov. But it doesn't just mean bushes. Make sure that you're not silhouetting against the skyline, for example. Staying on top of a mountain while moving makes you a really easy target to be seen. If there is a lower ledge, drop down into that lower ledge so you have a background behind you, which breaks the body shape. Again, bushes do this really effectively as well. This means if someone is glancing across, they're very likely to see your body shape. However, if it's broken up, they may not even see you at all, giving the advantage in a fight. The next on our list is keeping progress on your hideout. Keep that ticking over. If you're struggling to find specific items, you may be able to buy those items on the flee. So go to places like Interchange, get a ton of electronics. They sell very, very quickly, and then you'll be able to buy that missing ingredient you need, but keep progressing your hideout. Ultimately, it lets you scav quicker, it unlocks the ability to do presets, and of course, it will then unlock the ability to upgrade the hideout even further, giving you more advantages to your actual healing and anything like that. On our list next is a helmet will save your life more than you think. Now, I strongly believe that you should wear a helmet at all times, because without one you will definitely die, but with one you might live, and they're not that expensive, and I have had ricochets tons of times when I should have died if I wasn't wearing a helmet. So I would definitely recommend you wearing a helmet. Next up, if you're really struggling with the PvP elements or you're struggling to find items in maps, what you can do is find less populated servers by playing when you think that part of the world is asleep. It's completely up to you if you do that. There is nothing against you doing that. You're not cheating. You're just taking advantage of the fact that that server might be a lower population at the time, but that probably won't be the case at the start of wipe. Next up, beware of Stair audio. Now, Stair audio in Escape from Tarkov is trash. Somebody can run straight up the stairs without making a sound. You will hear them run to the stairs, but they could go up 3 floors and you just will not hear them. So be aware of that, and you can also use that to your advantage. If somebody's in the middle of a fight, you can get up those stairs quickly. They might not hear you at all, and you can get the drop on them. Another tip which is related to sound is use sound to move. If there is an airdrop, if there is a gunfight, and you need to make a gun adjustment, an ADS, a slight adjustment to your body, then use that sound of the gunfire, of the grenade going off, of maybe somebody else walking to actually do what you need to do. The amount of times that I've used an airdrop to push people because they're so absolutely obliterated by the sound, even though it is going to get dumbed down a little bit, is really, really good. But to just giving you that advantage again, it's about first shot advantage in Escape from Tarkov. The final tip that I'm going to give you is about knowing your extracts. You are always going to have to cross the map, but knowing your extracts is really, really important, because there are certain extracts that will be open depending on certain circumstances. So if the car is there, it will be there and you will have to pay a little bit of money, but it's always in a fixed place, and it doesn't matter which side of the map that you spawn, you will get it. The same with power on customs as well. In Stronghold, you have to flick the power switch, but you wouldn't have to cross the entire map, and sometimes that power switch could already be pressed for you. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise I'll catch you on the flip.